Okay, welcome back to Wayne's Kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to make oxtail. Yes, a lot of Americans don't seem to really know how to use this meat very much in their kitchen, and it's incredibly delicious, so it's really worth using. As you can see, you have to pick up a couple of packs of oxtail. You get them like this from BJ, Sam's Club, Costco's, wherever you want to pick them up. Usually your Publix, Winn-Dixie, Food Land, whatever it is you're using. You can also get them there too. But I grabbed 2 packs like this. I'm not exactly sure on the weight of these, it doesn't say. Here, a couple pounds. So yeah, get 2 packs of those. Then I also want you to put together a half a cup of ketchup. Get ready for that. 4 garlic cloves. We want to do 1.5 tablespoons of thyme, or you can use fresh thyme if you want. I'm using the dried thyme, but definitely fresh is better always with any spice. Okay, also we're going to be using a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Yes. And let's see, 2 onions. So I choose the Spanish onion or yellow onion myself. I like never the white, too strong. I very rarely use those in any dish, unless it's like a chili. But the old ulcer can't handle the chili. Okay, so I want to use about a half a pound of scallions. You can go up to even a pound if you want, but a half a pound should be good. You're going to chop those up later, I'll show you. Also, we need 4 tablespoons olive oil. You can use extra virgin or regular olive oil is fine. Also, 2.5 cups of flour. This is going to be for something that goes with the oxtail. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2.5 teaspoons of brown sugar, half a cup of cold water. That's going to be for the dumplings that we're going to make to go in it. Also, you need a dash of allspice, 6 cups of water, which will be for the oxtail gravy itself, and a half a cup of evaporated milk, which will also be for the oxtail gravy. And I don't think I missed anything here so far. I think that's about it. Now you can add, if you want it really spicy and hot, which I know some of you do, you can add cayenne, chili peppers, or whatever to this you want, and I'll teach you how to incorporate that too. Me personally, I don't like hot stuff like that. So also you're going to need is a spice. Now you can go find any kind of oxtail seasoning that you want, buy it in the store already prepared, ready to go. I particularly use Keith Loren's oxtail seasoning. He sends it to you just like this. A little bit pricey, but it's good. And at the end of the video, I'll put up a credit to show you where you can get this. I'll give you his website, and you can order this spice directly from him, which I highly recommend. It is incredible with oxtail. So let's get ready to cook. Okay. Also, you don't want to forget, you're going to need a tablespoon and a 1/4 of fresh chopped ginger. You need to chop this yourself, and start by chopping it against the grain, and then chop it down as a chef would. Make sure it's fresh, and then I'll show you what to do with that. Okay, first thing I want you to do is, after you wash your hands really well, come in here and put your oxtail in a strainer. I want you to rinse it really good. Get it nice and rinsed off. Get every little piece. Don't forget these little guys, because the little guys actually are some of the best tasting oxtails. So I pull a little bit of that excess fat off when I see it. But yeah, definitely get in here and clean all your oxtails real good. Rinse them real well, because you never know what the butcher did before it came to you. Okay, now that you've washed your oxtail, what I want you to do is get yourself a big bowl. You can use steel, you can use plastic, doesn't matter. Then I want you to get yourself a couple of limes like this. Yes. And take your limes. I want you to just cut them in half. Not a big deal. Okay. Now I want you to take your oxtails, move them from your strainer into your bowl. Okay. And we have them all ready. Now I want you to take the lime juice and give it a little squeeze. These limes are really fresh. Give it a little squeeze over the top of your things. Get your lime loose is what we're really doing. So we get that. Take the other one, loosen your lime, take a little squeeze. Okay, now I want you to take each piece of meat And I want you, as you're squeezing lime a little bit, I want you to rub the piece of meat with lime juice and throw it back in your strainer. Get it again. Get it nice and rubbed with lime. Now I want you to go through all of these, and I want you to rub them with lime. Squeeze a little on them, and give them a good scrubbing, especially on the ends where the meat is, without the fat in the way. Give them a good scrub. And just keep on this through the whole set. This is actually sterilizing the oxtail as well as it's giving you a good taste later too, which is definitely look forward to in this dish. You'll see with that nice bittersweet taste to everything. It'll be nice. So keep doing that until you're completely done, and we'll get back to the rest of the cooking. Okay, now that you've washed your oxtail with lime, what I want you to do is wash this bowl, put it back in your bowl. Yeah, have it all ready. Then what I want you to do is take your seasoning, your oxtail seasoning. Like I said, you can use any one you want. I personally use Keith's seasoning, and I'll explain that later to you. So take your seasoning out, grab out a spoon, and I want you to sprinkle it over it till you get it really well covered in seasoning. You want this to be a good covering over your oxtail. Then work it in. Use your hands, don't be afraid to use your hands. Make sure they're clean, or wear gloves, your choice. Yeah, mix it in real good with this oxtail. Get all this spice moved in there. You want to get that nice golden color on everything. Might need a little more here. So, yeah. Follow the directions on your oxtail spice, or you can just eyeball it like I do. As far as the amount you need, you just want to get it nice and covered well. The nice golden kind of seasoning covering. And again, like I said, I will show you Keith's website, and you can order directly from him like I do, as I love his mix. And let's see. So just mix it up like that and you'll be all set. Now that you've done that, I want you to take your soy sauce that I had you pull out, 1/4 cup, and I want you to sprinkle that over your oxtail as well. Make sure you try to cover them all a little bit with it. Don't worry, the bottom ones will get theirs from the stuff that goes to the bottom. Now, you're going to put this in the refrigerator, and I've started at 6 a.m. putting this in the refrigerator now. And what you're going to do is, after about 4 o'clock-ish or so, matters what time you eat dinner, about an hour or 2 hours before you eat dinner, you're going to pull it out. So if you eat dinner at 6 o'clock p.m., you want to pull this out at 4. But you definitely want to let this sit for a good long time, at least 8-9 hours in the fridge, and keep it covered with some cellophane or whatever you have, and it'll sit just nice. Let it marinate, and then when it comes time, a couple hours before dinner, pull it out. You'll be ready to go. Okay, now what I want you to do is take the 2 green onions, 2 bushels of green onions that you bought, or scallions. I want you to chop them up about that long. Put them in your food processor, chop them up real small. You end up getting this. Okay? Then I want you to take your 2 onions and just chop your onions up, okay? A couple pieces, throw them in the food processor. So, a little chop. Throw them in your food processor, chop them up in the food processor, and then you'll get this out of it, mix it with your green onion. Now you're ready to process. Now that you've processed your onion, I'm using a small processor here. Another one's incommunicado for the moment. Put your onions in your thing. Green onion, all nice and in there. So now you should have a bunch of green onion and yellow Spanish onion. Okay, I hate chopping garlic, but what I put is our fresh ginger in here. We've also put on our dry thyme. I want you to add fresh thyme to it. Strip it, like I showed you on the other videos, the leaves, and put the leaves in. I don't want any sticks. Okay, so you basically take a thing like that of thyme and you strip it off and pour in the leaves, and then you just stuck with the stick, you see? Okay, so you're going to want to put in, you know, a good amount of those, maybe strip about 10 of the sticks, put them in there, then put in your dry thyme. You're going to put in your garlic as well, and then what I want you to do is take a little bit of the onion that we had here, we chopped up, green and the yellow Spanish. Just put a little bit of that back in there, just to help processor mix the spices around a little bit. You can do, if you have a bigger processor too, you can do it with, you can do everything at once in there. Okay. Mix it like that, and then we'll mix it in with the onion. Okay, now that we have that done, and we've processed our onion mix and stuff, with all our spices and all, now I want to take a pressure cooker. Take this pressure cooker and I want to put some olive oil. You're just going to put in, you set a measurement of what, 4 tablespoons or 4 teaspoons or whatever of this in the bottom of the pan. We don't need too much. And we're going to take our freshly done and spiced and ready to go oxtail out of the out of that pan here. We're going to put our oxtail in. Actually, I'll do this by hand, it's probably a little easier. We'll set our oxtail inside here. Now, the thing I try to do is put the bigger pieces towards the middle and the smaller ones on the outside, if you can get away with it. But it matters to the size of your pressure cooker. Left with a little bit of the juice in the bottom, it's mainly soy. So make sure it's got all the spice in, and we'll put a little bit of that in here too. Just let a little bit of that get in there. And that is going to be how we're going to start cooking this. Medium high on the heat. And I want you to put your pressure cooker lid on. And then lock your lid. And let this start to cook for a little while. And we'll be almost ready for the next step. Now our goal right now with this oxtail and this pressure cooker is that we want it to cook a little while, start to mix in with the oil and start to produce its own juices, which it'll then cook itself in. So let it go for a little while, maybe 15-20 minutes, then check it. Then check it periodically every 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 at a time, until you see it's really created this nice brown gravy juice it creates.